Good day. Hope you're well. Welcome back and welcome to War 8, Alliance War Season 57. Today, the Book of the Vishanti is taking on XK9, the Brotherhood, and we are bringing Dazzler, Prowler, and Big Daddy Thanos. Let's go. Now, first things first, we got this Mantis here on the first part of Path 6. This node is the one that has the falter when you get to 10 hits. Initially, I was assigned Dazzler for this, but after talking to my officers, we agreed that I would just use Prowler for this fight since he just is falter immune. So it's just fighting a Mantis. Anytime you're fighting a Mantis, of course, the goal is just to bait special twos and nuke her down, within reason. So we're gonna go in, focus on getting the Incinerate up. That way we get a little extra burst damage on our Ruptures. And now we're just fighting a Mantis. So this is a very straightforward fight. Glad I went with Prowler over Dazzler. That way I didn't have to worry about that falter at all. And, just heavy bait, push her to special twos, get into a damage cycle. Try to push her high. That way we can get some Furies up when we throw this special. See, after the first rotation, she's about 2/3 down. So we're just going to repeat, bait this heavy. Push for the special 2. Very glad she didn't throw the special 1. It wouldn't have been a huge deal, but it's nice not to deal with it. Take this special 2. I'm not going to be able to get the Incinerate up because she's going to be unblockable, but I don't care because I know she's going to die off this special. And that is a Mantis down. That was the easy fight of the day. All right, moving on now to the first of the fights I was worried about today. We've got this Dust on the second node of Path 6. This is typically the domino placement. This is the one that applies bleeds when you hit them. And Dust is a good placement because when you try to inflict a bleed on Dust, depending on her sig, she's going to put sand on you. So the plan going into this fight was basically to primarily heavy and medium. Try to use the non-contacts and stuff. That's still going to apply things, but somewhere in my head I was like, it'll make things better. So it's going to be a pretty slow fight. It's a fairly safe fight if you don't get too aggressive, but sometimes we get a little aggressive here, so you're going to see how it goes. Just kicking off low and slow. Again, just heavies and mediums. Heavies and mediums. Going to get her just past that first bar of power. Bait the special. That way I can back off and apply Incinerates and keep the sand low on me. I was hoping, if my Prowler was, say, 200, this might have been like a 2 special 2 fight. I think in the end it's going to be a couple special, or 3 special 2s maybe. A little bit more than I anticipated, but all in all, it's a pretty safe fight as long as you don't get too aggressive and you're just smart about what you're doing. So I'm going to keep trying to apply my Incinerates. Keep trying to push her back, always control the spacing in a fight as much as possible. I'm watching things, of course, getting notifications because why not? I do this in airplane mode, but phones don't always cooperate. I want to keep our Incinerates up, get every little bit of damage we can. I wait for my falter to come back, throw the special 2, and it does okay. I was hoping it would do more, only get 6 Ruptures up. And Dust is a little tanky. So here I'm seeing where we're at. I'm backing off. Health's in a good spot. She also shuts down willpower, which is another reason, it's kind of a smart placement for this fight. And there, I just get 3 sand debuffs in a row. Being a little too aggressive, but, it's ticking me for 1,000. I see 400, maybe 1,500 per, so, it's not going to kill me. It's potions. As long as I don't do anything dumb, I'm here in the corner. I want to get out of the corner, get that Incinerate back up, cleanse the sand, get a nice little intercept. We push her back into her sand mode, of course, her dust storm. But again, we're not at risk at this point in time. If this had happened early, we would have had some issues. But since it's late in the fight, we're in the last third of her health, we're going to be just fine. Yeah, I think I throw this. Yeah, that ends that out. So unfortunately, we do have one more Prowler fight. We got to heal up, but not a big deal. We don't care about loyalty. We care about soloing war fights. So far this season's still deathless. That's gonna be at risk in this war, for sure. You're gonna see when we get there. The Heel of Shame, so what you get for being a scrub. All right, we got this Moondragon here. Path 9. She's gonna go up to 2 bars of power pretty quick. And we are gonna Thanos this fight. He's double immune to the cold snap and the poison. And the plan here is basically not to bait any specials. I did put an invul on. I might have done it, or I may do it now. I double check, make sure the special 3 is not gonna stun me or anything silly. And I look at that and go, oh yeah, now we're good. We're gonna go ahead and play this fight without baiting any specials. The special 2, you can't dex like the special 1, and I don't really want to mess with the special 1, so we're just gonna go in for the Big Daddy Thanos beatdown, and you're gonna see how that goes. Like I said, one of the fights in this war is risky, and I guess I can spoil it for you. It's not this one. Big Daddy Thanos is an absolute machine when it comes to damage, and you're gonna see that here and later. So go ahead and hit the first one. We get our armor break, armor shatter up for the damage. We get a couple furies up, and now we're just gonna do this thing. Get our next round of furies up. Gets us up to 6. It's a good spot. Now typically I would pause before I just pushed hard, but I see where her damage is at, and I see what we're doing, and I see that I'm not even gonna get back to my special 1. That's a war fight in 30 seconds. Beautiful stuff. Now we got this Zola here at 36. Last time it was a rank 3, took it with Prowler. Today we got a rank 4. We're bringing Prowler back again for it. Know what I'm doing in this fight. The goal is basically to use my falters and my relic for getting my heavy openings, and to just kind of, you know, low and slow, max my damage as I can, but just try to keep it safe. And thankfully, this fight did not go as clean as my last one. I say that because, you know, when you're trying to send examples to people, you don't want to send them perfect fights all the time. You got to show them how reality goes, because if the fight doesn't go perfect, they go, well, what do I do? So first things first, there goes my invul, right? Trying to get that intercept. Then I try to dash in, and I get hit by the special 1. So this is already the start of this fight. And, you know, I'm a little flustered at the moment. This was not the fight I was particularly worried about. I know what I'm doing in this fight, but you know, you can't sleep on a rank 4 Zola. Just period, end of story. If his AI gets sketchy, he starts getting finicky, it can be bad. But, you know, we're catching up in the health battle. I'm gonna push him just below 2 bars, try to bait this special out, try to get my furies up when I throw my next special. And my falter's good, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that for the heavy knockdown, get him back down to 0. It does give you enough time to just shoot back in without getting stunned. Plus your mediums are non-contact, so nice little work right there. But we get our first special 2 off, get some burst, not too bad. Hit him with the relic intercept. Again, we want to keep those charges low. He's supposed to have like a low chance at 20 charges to sleep you, but I'm telling you, as I get clipped by that special 1 for a nice crit, this guy, he just, anytime I try to hit him at like 20, 21 charges, I get slept. So I want to avoid that at all costs. But again, we're winning the health battle, so I'm looking at it and going, yeah, I just need to be safe here. Just need to be safe. Don't want to go for any more intercepts, you know, on the dash back light stuff. That's been getting even worse with this update, so I'm trying to untrain myself to try to hit light intercepts. Hit that, get the incinerate up, get a little dex in, hit him with the special 2, come in with the relic after the special 1. He sees at 10%, and we're in a good spot here. And he's not going to survive that. So thankfully the last Prowler fight, not a bunch of potions, not as clean as the first one I did against the Zola, but all in all pretty safe. And now the classic 48 Photon, which is a very classic placement at this point in time. We've been seeing her a lot the last couple seasons, and you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. You see me getting my Thanos boosts ready because all the power backs and stuff don't really help on this fight. that means it's razzle dazzle time. So we got this rank 4 Sig 200 Photon. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be my cleanest Dazzler versus Photon of the season. And it was lovely. Big shout out to my homie Grass, ally mate, friend for a couple of years now. He made a point in his video when he did this fight that you actually do get increased damage from the tempo build. And so when I was first taking this fight, I was really focused on special 2s because I was just looking at the damage cap, but that tempo goes around it. So I go ahead and start throwing multiple special 1s, right? I'm building to 100 tempo before I throw my special 2s. But as always in this fight, it really is just about managing the Bane transfer. That's the primary thing you need to do in this fight. You have your unblockable. It helps, you know, she helps me there by throwing the heavy, which is nice. But as long as you manage that Bane transfer, this fight is pretty smooth, pretty smooth. Try to minimize blocking, try to manage the Bane. And, you know, we're cruising. We're cruising. She's going here. We're sitting at about 95% health, working our way toward our special 2. The unblockable does help for things like this, where you can just bust in and don't have to worry about heavy baiting and stuff like that. How Dazzler will do in a season from now, I don't know. We'll find out. We're gonna bait one last special. I'm gonna head in and throw our special 2. Oh, I guess I didn't. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I was managing the Bane transfer. Should have thrown that with the energy vulnerability up. I was getting a little too careless, but at the same time, the goal is really just to keep this fight as safe as possible, and it's completely in hand. We're at 90% health right now, and I'm pretty sure that's where I'm going to finish. Still got the unblockable up. Use that to get that Bane transfer. A little tap, a little love tap. Gonna bait this special. Toss this, and I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna toss my relic because I'm unblockable. Photon loves to block the relic for sure if you try to do that combo, but since I'm unblockable, it doesn't matter. And we're here at the end of this, working our way toward that next special. I shouldn't have thrown this. Should have just gone to the special 2. I probably wouldn't have killed if I just went to the special 2, but it doesn't really matter. We're gonna dash in while we're unblockable. We're gonna keep that Bane ticking. You see, we're still at 90%. Things are going lovely right now. I'm feeling good, which is good because I was worried about the next fight. Now, at this point in time, we're down in this war. I think we're down by probably about 4 deaths. Not in a good spot. We'll just toss this bad boy off. We're down in deaths, but they have quite a bit of the map to clear. So, to the fight, I was very much stressing. That's coming up soon. This Lumatrix boss. Rank 4 Luma. We toyed with me dazzling it, but at the end of the day, I wanted to Thanos this fight. I know that he counters invisibility. I know that he counters evade. And so I had worked out a process in my head for how I wanted to approach this fight, what boosts I wanted to use and all the things. You can see I got all the power backs and special boosts on and stuff. And so the plan in this fight is basically to get my unstoppable charges up and just constantly keep those refreshed so I can use my counter punch to keep my panic up, to counter evade and miss, and then just do Big Daddy Thanos damage. And this fight's gonna go pretty well, except I'm gonna make one huge mistake that's gonna make it very sketchy. Very sketchy. Will I die? Wait till the end and see. So hit the light to start. It's nice. It's exactly what I was going for. Hit that. It's perfect. I get the first special 1 off. It's beautiful. I get my 4 Furies. It's exactly what I was trying to do. I get my second set of Furies, and we have started this about as beautifully as we could. We bait this first special 1. Go ahead and counter since we can counter the invisibility. We want to wait out the unblockable. We don't want him throwing specials. And here's where I make the mistake. I need to keep my stuff paused. So I do that, and as you can see, I don't have a counter punch, but I think I do. So I try to dash in, and I get hit. I'm like, okay, I'm chilling. Try to dash back on that, just get hit in the face. So now here we are. We're early in this fight, and most of my health is gone. His specials are starting to hit really hard in the block, and I'm losing the health battle significantly. But right here, we're gonna go. He's got 2/3 health. I mean, he's got like 800K. I'm gonna throw this special. I'm looking at it and I'm going, I don't think I can block another special. So he's got 40% of his health, which is like almost 500K. Now watch this. We're gonna hit this first one. We're gonna back off, hit another one. We're gonna relic. We're gonna combo. We're gonna go into a special 2. And Big Daddy Thanos nukes 2/3 of Lumatrix's health in a couple of special 2s. Beautiful stuff, but unfortunately we did wind up losing. We lost by 1, but it was closer than that through the war. You understand. Big shout out to our MVPs, Grass, Intercept, and Ruben. A couple of crushers. Appreciate you all. Hope you're doing well. Until next time, peace.